Have you ever felt like there's some kind of bad magic trick happening on your production floor? You know, a product that takes maybe 2 days of actual work somehow takes 2 weeks to get out the door? Where does all that time just disappear to? Well, in this explainer, we're going to go on a hunt for that missing time and, more importantly, the profit that's hidden inside it. Okay, let's make this personal. Think about your own facility right now. All the cutting, the welding, the assembly, all that stuff might add up to, say, 2 days of actual work. But then you look at the calendar and that same product has been sitting in your building for 11 days. So what gives? Where on earth did the other 9 days just vanish?
That 9-day gap, that black hole of time, that's the mystery we're here to solve. And to crack this case, we're going to need a special detectives tool. It's something the best manufacturing plants in the world rely on, and it's called value stream mapping.
So let's officially open the case file on what we're calling the 11-day mystery. And look, this isn't just some boring scheduling puzzle. No, this is about real money. We're talking lost profit, frustrated customers, and cash flow that's all tied up, and it's all hiding right there in plain sight on your own production floor.
All right, so where do we even start looking for clues? Well, here's the big secret. The problem isn't the work itself. It's not the welding or the painting. It's the waiting. It's all that time your product just sits around. You know, sitting in a queue, waiting for a machine, waiting for paperwork, just waiting. That empty space between the work, that's where the mystery lives.
So if we know the problem is all this waiting, why is so many companies' first instinct to say, let's make the machines run 10% faster? It's such a common mistake, and it's because they're digging for clues in totally the wrong spot.
You know, think about a standard process flowchart. We've all seen them. They're all about what happens inside the boxes, the actual work. But a value stream map, our detectives tool, it does the opposite. It focuses on the empty space between the boxes. And what it reveals, almost every single time, is that the real culprit isn't how fast your machines are. It's the messy, tangled-up system that connects them all together.
Now, to solve this thing, we need to know exactly what we're looking for. It turns out every single activity happening in your facility, every single one, can be sorted into one of just 3 categories. Let's break them down.
Okay, first up, you've got value-added work. This is the easy one. It's any action that changes the product in a way your customer is actually willing to pay for. Simple. Second, there's necessary waste. Think of things you have to do, like safety inspections or regulatory paperwork. And third, well, this is the big one, pure waste. This is literally everything else. Moving parts around, counting inventory for the 3rd time, and of course, waiting. This right here is where those 9 days are hiding.
Okay, you might want to brace yourself for this next number. In most operations, that true value-added work we just talked about, it accounts for less than 5% of the total lead time. Yeah, let that sink in. That means for over 95% of the time a product is in your building, it is simply waiting. It's caught in large batches, it's waiting for a handoff, it's stuck in silos. That's your 95%.
So the big question is, how do we find and, eliminate all that waiting? Well, here's the game plan. A practical 4-step process for our investigation.
It really all boils down to 4 key actions. First, and this is non-negotiable, you have to get out of your office and physically walk the floor to see reality. Second, you're going to categorize everything you see into those 3 buckets: value, necessary waste, or pure waste. Third, you need to find the true heartbeat of your customer demand to understand what your pace should be. And finally, and this is a biggie, you'll learn to see inventory not as an asset, but as what it really is.
Let's really focus on that first step because it's so critical. Walk the flow. But here's the pro tip. Walk it backward. I'm serious. Start at the shipping dock and walk upstream, back towards receiving. Why? Because when you walk against the current, it's like walking up a river. You see all the log jams. The giant piles of inventory just jump out at you in a way they never ever will on a spreadsheet.
And remember step 3, finding that customer heartbeat? Well, that pulse has a name. It's called talk time. And here's the key. It's not how fast your machines can run. It's the rate at which your customer is actually buying. If a customer buys 1 unit every 5 minutes, that's your rhythm. Any part of your process that's slower than that is your real bottleneck. Speeding up anything else just creates an even bigger pile of waiting parts.
All right, I need you to stick with me here, because this next part is a fundamental shift in thinking for a lot of people. We need to talk about what those piles of parts you saw in your walk, what they really represent.
Just let this sink in for a moment. Inventory is not an asset sitting on your floor. It's cash. It's money you have already spent on material, on labor, on overhead, that you cannot use for anything else until that product finally ships. It's just frozen.
And believe me, that frozen cash adds up fast. I mean, what is the actual dollar value of 9 extra days of product just sitting in your facility? For many companies, it's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, just tied up doing nothing. This is the real, painful cost of those 9 missing days.
And a value stream map makes all of this painfully visible. It's the hard evidence you need to prove that a busy floor, with machines humming and people moving, is not the same as a profitable one. All that activity does not equal value.
Okay, so where do you begin? I'm going to give you a clear, simple mission you can start tomorrow to launch your own investigation. First off, don't try to map the entire plant. Just pick one product line. That's it. Then, get up from your desk, go out to the shipping dock, and start walking backward. With a notepad, simply count the number of pieces of inventory sitting between each and every station. I promise you, what you find will be an absolute eye-opener.
Because you will find those missing 9 days. They are out there, hidden in that space between your processes. And seeing them is the first step. But here's the thing. Once you see them, you can't unsee them. So the real question isn't whether you'll find the waste. It's once you uncover all that frozen cash and wasted time, what are you going to do about it?
Thank you for watching the videos and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the content, ring the bell and like and subscribe. If you want to learn more about operations management, check out the books at the links in the description below.